Okay, why don't we get started? We have about quite a few attendees. My name is Chirag Kotak. I'm the Chief Business Officer at Jumper.ai and been this with Jumper for a couple of years. Before we go into what Jumper is quickly, I'll also introduce you to my colleague, who's a co-founder and CMO of Jumper. Naiha is on the call, and she will be coming in and out to really help with this webinar session. So before we step into the topic around contextual advertising, just quick introduction of who we are and what we do. We are a young Singapore-based startup looking at coming close to 3 years old now, and we are into enabling businesses to use conversations for marketing, for engagement, and driving commerce. We are an end-to-end platform, and we work with a number of businesses to really engage with the customers across a number of channels. Today's topic is going to be around advertising and marketing, and we'll focus on how this can be beneficial, especially with some of the changes that are coming up on the use of cookies and related to privacy. I'm assuming that we have a few marketeers in the room, so just everyone here loves cookies, right? That's the one way to track. Okay, my voice keeps cutting. I will try to speak slowly. I think everyone with the lockdown, maybe the home networks are getting a little bit jammed. So let's try this. Let's make it work. Yep, do let me know if my voice does cut again. But I will make an effort to speak slowly. Hopefully that works. So marketers love cookies, and I think it's a no-brainer. It allows us to track users. It allows us to track the website visitors, and more importantly, with the third-party cookies, allows us to track what they do on other websites as well. Okay, let me do this. Let me switch off my camera. Maybe that will help save some bandwidth. And hopefully that does help us. So coming on the topic of cookies, it's everyone will acknowledge, yes, it's quite a useful mechanism to track users, and which eventually helps us serve them better ads, which they will be more likely to respond on or take action on. But with the changes that are coming in, with the death of the third-party cookies, it does have some limitations. We already know some of the Safari and Firefox have already stopped support of third-party cookies. So you only can track cookies on your own website. And Google Chrome is going to phase this out in a couple of years. What this means is more than 3/4 of the global web traffic won't be able to track third-party cookies. Of course, this is in line with keeping some of the privacy laws, the GDPR. This does have an impact on how you target your audiences. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are ways to really improve. So the new technologies coming up to help drive advertising better, and really having the contextual advertising engage with your audiences rather than just talking to them. We'll go to that in a slide bit. So what does it mean for advertisers? It's really about first-party data, really understanding your first-party data to understand your customers. It's getting more important than ever, because that will help you do more precise targeting with your customers or your audiences. And also it serves the ads on a contextual basis. So if they are, for example, if consumers are on a beauty blog, they will see beauty-related advertisements. So this does improve the targeting, of course, but also with some of the new technologies which we'll go into, which is specifically the Google AdLingo. It introduces a new data-driven alternative. If anyone does have questions here, feel free to put them in chat as well. So coming to first-party data and people-based targeting, what that helps is really about using your customer data across channels, across devices to understand how they behave and how they interact with you to really drive the contextual ads. It's really about targeting and and having the right set of messaging for the right set of customers, depending on how they've interacted with you. So if someone has shown interest in a product, you can serve them the ad specifically for that product to complete a purchase. Or if someone is just discovering, it can be more of top of the funnel kind of a advert. So it's really about using the data that you have about your users, about your audiences to really segment and be able to drive them personalized targeting. So what we're going to spend some time in this session is to share with you Google's new product, which is the Google AdLingo, which is available for only, it's a new product launched in 2018. It's still in private beta. We'll talk you through that in a little bit. But it's all about using the display network and making these ads more contextual and also more two-way conversational. Rather than a click out to a website or click out to a marketplace or an app, it's all about talking to the consumer at the time of inspiration when they react to the ads. So with the contextual advertising, matching the ads to the relevant sites, which helps make these conversational formats even more relevant. Ad groups must have keywords and must be set to show ads on the display network. And the importance and the real advantage is to catalog the context of the journey using a first-party data. We can take customers through different parts of the journey using this platform. So just, I'm going to run a quick poll just to understand from the audiences if there's anyone who does use any kind of conversational marketing. Feel free to answer. That just gives an idea of if there's experience in the room of running these kind of marketing. So I see some have, great. And for those who've said, what is that? This is perfect. We're going to show you some examples right here. So Google AdLingo is a new offering which is founded inside Area 120, which is Google's own incubator where they allow the employees to come up with innovative projects. And if they do have some traction, they do come up as a product by itself. So AdLingo is one of those, and it has been live from late 2018, early 2019, so fairly new. And what it essentially is all about bringing conversations into these ads. So now it allows marketing to talk to users, talk with users rather than just talk to them. It's a two-way interactional ad powered by conversational assistants or smart chatbots. And it allows you to connect with target users in the right context through the Google DV360. So for those who are using conversational marketing, I'm sure you're familiar, you would acknowledge that personalizing conversations, personalization overall does help increase revenue, increase customer satisfaction, where we've seen surveys and reports suggesting 93% of businesses using advanced personalization really see a true value and impacting the revenues. Another figure where 40% consumers leave websites where they're overwhelmed with too many options. So really personalizing it, helping them through the journey helps bring the user to the destination they want to get to. And that's really from moving them from discovery to purchase. And often this is done as a self-serve on websites, but now with this new format. And what we've done here is to show you an example of what that could look like. So say you're a beauty brand, the name is The Essence, and you're running ads on beauty blogs, etc. What the Google AdLingo format allows is really making this interactable. So you see this pink banner here. It's a new format. It's more. It's a different size than the traditional banner ad, and it invites the user to chat with the brand. And once they do interact, the conversation can really help them take down the path that they want to. For some, it can be a guided shopping where you can get some understanding of what a customer is looking for. In the beauty example, understand concerns like do they have oily skin or do they have dry skin, and then take them to the recommended products. For others, it can be brand awareness or brand or product education. It's really, you can drive multiple considerations for different customer segments in a single ad impression. So this allows you to do it at scale, as well as taking them to the actual product that they would most likely respond on, and then click out to your websites or other channels like social to actually convert them. This has seen some amazing results, and we'll share with you a couple of case studies in this session itself. So one example was with Clinique. Clinique, being a beauty brand, wanted to educate and acquire customers for the launch of a new hydrator, the Clinique ID Custom Blend Hydrator. Using AdLingo, they were able to deliver and engage potential customers to discover this, browse through the different products in the range, and get a personalized recommendation. At the end, consumers to click out to websites. But what they saw in results was really interesting, and this really helped the brand build that education for the customers. 57% of the engagement did complete the conversation, so got to an end point and they clicked out to a website to complete to go further. And average conversation time was greater than 2 minutes. So that's really driving the education. Consumers spend time on the ad format to actually know more about this. Another example was with a brand called Barilla, who wanted to spark interest in the products and also increase usage. So different use cases, they developed this innovative ad to help consumers discover the products, and this is in the food space, access quick and easy recipes based on what consumers were looking at, also participate in sweepstakes and get a coupon that they could redeem on a website. So this can be used for different purposes, also driving promotions and offers. We'll get to the use cases in a bit to just spark some ideas here as well. But in terms of average spend time is just over a minute, 2%. And when you look at the larger scheme of things in terms of the numbers who do engage, it's quite a high number compared to what we've seen on Google Ads. And most of the conversations came through mobile. Another example, I'm not sure if there'll be any clients from an auto perspective, but quite useful for driving people to the stores. In this case, driving people to get a test drive of a new car launch by Kia. So using this kind of an ad format, so what you see here is the rendition of how it looks on a mobile. And when a user interacts, it goes full screen on a mobile to make that conversation happen. With over 1.2 million impressions, average engagement time of just over 1.5 minutes, this drove users into the showrooms to even book test drives, ask questions, and considering purchase. So it's applicable across industries, across a whole range of products and services. So it's really about using the imagination to drive these kind of use cases. Last one we'll go through in terms of, and this is one I'm going to struggle pronouncing this, the Schwarzkopf, where Henkel got consumers to guide through different SKUs and really inviting users to start the chat and using creatives to invite users to start the chat, finding about the favorite product, getting information on how to use this, and again, ending it with an offer which allows them to purchase it online or even redeem it offline. So this really helped gain more interactions, get customers spending more time, and about 5.5 interactions per user, which tells which parts of the journey they went through, and they really explored about 5 to 6 times as an average. So what this could mean for you, it's really different use cases. It can be used for brand image building, deepening the brand connection, driving awareness. It can be used even for demand generation, for new product launches or for new offers, getting leads, qualifying those leads so that the sales team then can follow up with qualified leads who have responded. And you also have information on what they've responded, what path they've taken. Other example of using guided shopping. So what we have here is a rendition of what a guided shopping can look like, getting users to answer a few questions and recommending the right product to them. Or product education and discovery, where consumers can be educated, they give more information about the products, and then getting into the details of getting these products into the hands of the customers as well. Additional use cases, it can be used to drive customer data collection, just understanding first-party data, understanding the preferences to drive more personalized conversations. Product sampling, especially for new products, it's a great way to just understand a little bit about the customer and drive a value exchange by giving them a sample at the end. And this can be done straight on this chat platform or on your social as well, from driving users who are interested in getting the sample. Or also driving them to the store. We saw a few use cases where giving them the offer at the end to drive them to the store itself. I see a question here from Shivasangari Raju. The call to actions when using AdLingo will be, so the call to actions can still go towards booking a consultation or sending in an inquiry. But what this AdLingo allows us to do is create a conversation which qualifies this user. So when they're booking a consultation, we can get a lot more information about what they've gone through, what path they've gone through, and then get towards booking a consultation or getting an inquiry. So it can be used as a lead gen with more qualification as well. So in essence, what this also gets you is a lot of data on how people are interacting with the ad, with the brand. So the way it looks like from a typical execution, it starts off with an impression, invitation to chat, and you're really using these creatives to invite users into this chat. So we can even put a bubbles, etc., from a creative side to invite users into this chat. Once they're in, you can engage them. You can drive them through a guided journey. We can also use open questions to answer FAQs and drive them towards an end goal, which takes them to the landing page or a messaging platform where they can convert or where they can get more of the details. So if you're using, say, for example, WhatsApp Business to really talk to your customers, the end point can even be WhatsApp. And there are metrics available from the AdLingo perspective, such as number of engaged conversations, the cost per engaged conversations, the average number of interactions that one user have gone through in this chat, the engagement conversion time, and the clickouts as well, where they've clicked out, they've reached the endpoint and clicked out. And Jumper, being a partner of AdLingo, we power the conversations. So how this can really work for you is this can integrate with the ecosystems. So dynamic product feeds, where depending on the profiling we do, we can show them dynamic products. We can also have customized CTAs based on responses. And this can be also integrated with CRMs. When they land out, you also integrate with the CRM data to get more insights. So on top of what AdLingo provides, what Jumper, while powering the conversation, can provide is a detailed view of the conversation path. So once we've gone through the journey, we can see exactly how many users have gone through which path. This helps understand which products or which services that you're promoting have a better demand. You also see click-out rates, as well as drop-off metrics, where people dropped off the most, which can also tell us a little bit about the messaging about the product or the service. Also, because it's conversational, people ask questions, and we can track commonly asked questions, as well as questions which were unanswered because those were not foreseen, and the conversational assistant couldn't pick them up. So together with the AdLingo's reports and Jumper's data, it really tells us a lot about how consumers have behaved and how have they interacted with the brand. So what I'm going to do is also run another quick poll just based on what we've seen today. Lovely to get some insights in terms of your brand, your organization, where come from. What would be the most applicable that you would think would drive results for you? Feel free to answer them as I move along. So how does it work? How do we get started? It's really, there are a few parties to this to make this work. Jumper is the conversational assistant. So we power the chat. Google provides the ad format, and the creative agency is the one who helps you build the assets, build the visuals, to the logo, the avatar, who talks to the user. All of this, so there are multiple parties involved, and also because this is a private beta, it's not available to everyone, so you will not see this on your DV360, where the Google AdLingo team also comes in to help drive these campaigns. So, and then once it's live and running, reports are available from next day performance reporting within the Google portal, as well as Jumper's portal. In summary, it's a full funnel solution with the emphasis on performance. It's really about driving users from discovery to action, from awareness, discovery, getting them consideration towards action. It's an invite-only opportunity, and I'll be happy to take questions where there's interest, as Google does have some eligibility criteria. And in the end, it's also about getting first-party data and insights. So with that, I think I'm right on time to take questions or any comments from anyone. Feel free to type it within the chat, and we'll be happy to answer when Neha and myself can help answer.